Okay, let's let's start off. Biggest play, obviously, to go for it, and 4th down and 2 at the 26. Bold call, but I would also say we were prepared for that moment. Don't love the execution, but we've been an excellent 4th down team. So going into it, we knew we'd have to take our shots against a tough division team on the road. And we thought that was an appropriate one. Certainly don't like the execution and the result, but we were prepared for that and being bold into those moments, knowing we'd have some 4th downs. But that's one we can fix. Thought 3rd down on both sides was tough, especially offensively tonight. And like I said, a game like this puts you through the resilience. And love to say that the season's going to go all along smoothly, but the adversity comes and hits. And like I said, tough division game on the road. So glad it opened up to you guys with questions and get started.
On the 4th and 2, how much does it factor? Like they were starting to use the ball in games. Did that factor into your decision?
It did. Yeah, all of it did. But we also felt strongly, so I guess I felt even more strongly there, John, just because of that.
Jaden had his hand cut. Did that factor in at all to even look like maybe bobbled a little bit?
No, not for that one. I think just the execution of the play got junked up.
Just Jaden in general, obviously the offense was off a little, most of the game. What do you think of his performance and kind of what was not working?
Yeah, I thought always when you talk about the entire thing, you want to say, where can we do it better and how can we hit it better? And so more often than not, it's an entire, group. Can we hit this part? Can we hit this part? And last week we had talked about, opportunities that had been missed. And so when we go back and look at the tape tonight, Ben, we'll have a better sense for that. But more than anything, man, being able to get our explosive plays going, like that's part of, who we are and how we do it. So it was good to have Brian back in it tonight, and but not to have the execution that we were, counting on. That left a mark.
How much with those explosive plays they took away the receivers a lot? Was it more just were they doing something with coverages that?
I'll have to look at it more, John, but not anything different than what they had done. Vic and their group's got a good group. They played aggressive and go, and we'll be back at them again in 5 or 6 weeks. So we'll get plenty of chances to look at it. But this one, just not delivering like we were really ready to go fight for it. And when you don't do that, obviously you're pissed and you're bummed.
Late in the game, you guys had that long drive. Was there any thought of trying to go quicker or call timeouts? Was it a 2-score game?
Yeah, we were trying to. Honestly, it wasn't about going slow or that part. So, we wanted to get the score in quick, try to get it in before the 2-minute for sure.
Has Jaden been limited at all by the rib injury or any other season?
Early on he was, Nikki, probably the first game back, and then it started trending for sure better. But I think that's fair to say the first game after Carolina, not sure who that was against, and then, that's an injury that gets better.
But in this game,
No.
The defense, obviously, in the first half, flying around as well. Obviously, faded late. They were also on the field a lot.
Yeah, I think probably if you add both, reps from last and this together, I thought they emptied the tanks, and I felt that, the end of the rope getting close. That's was part of it. Hey, we'll go 4th down, keep it, go. We're going to get this, conversion and keep going. Not to say we were going to score a touchdown onto that drive, but we were going to keep going and keep using more clock, and so that was all part of my decision. Like I said, I bummed on the result, but going into it, we were prepared for the moment, and as John had said earlier, that also factored into it. Just can we keep on going?
You haven't lost 2 games in a row yet. What have you learned about this group that would indicate how they would respond?
Yeah. We knew that adversity comes. It just does. That's our game. That's why we love it so much. There's hard parts, and tonight's hard. And in fact, I even said that. The last 2 games, these are tough, and they test your resolve. They build some of your resilience. It's a difficult, 4 or 5 game stretch, whatever it is, and it also emphasizes the ability to go close it and be there at the end and go win it. And those are the lessons for us to say, to be the team we can be. Those have to go down on our terms, and we've been pretty good in that spot. And so over the last 2 weeks, not to finish, and that's not one side of the ball. That's collectively, finding that blood in the water and say we're going to go end this thing, and we'll get there. But over the last 2 weeks, we weren't able to demonstrate that and express that, to the fullest level.
At the end, just real quick, at the end of the half, you were really aggressive in calling a timeout when they had the ball, and then the last play, you didn't.
Yeah, there comes a time when that it's not worth going again. So I usually try to think, can we create a 2-minute for us at the end of the half? It's one of the things we do well, but there is a time spot to say, once I get below that one, then I don't. But I do try to, if we can take a shot to go, we'll do it. But, it's not going to be at, 10 seconds or something along those lines. So if we can keep it in the parameters, that would be, from our game management spot, we're really prepared in that space. But if it goes below, I don't want to be reckless into that spot.
So some of the pressure that the Eagles were able to get on Jaden, did you feel like you got overly sped up back there trying to?
I'll take a better look when you're at the end. I'm certain that was the case when you can pin your ears back and go. But not having our ability to, keep converting and getting onto third downs, that's a big deal. We were prepared heading into it. It didn't feel like a different game plan going into it. But they're inside, there's a factor. And so that's for our team to regroup and get it going. And I guess we get it rolling about 10 days from now. So a couple days for us to get our legs back under us will be good and dig right back in before we get back home.
Terry didn't get his first target until like the early third quarter. Was it something they were doing, or was it just one of those nights where this kind of wasn't fine?
Yeah, it wasn't going that way, and it wasn't certainly. I didn't feel going specifically to him to go, but you're right. Our explosive plays to get generated from Terry. Such a big part of what we do. And if somebody had just, hey, we're taking this player away with a double or something than other guys, that's a bigger factor. But I didn't sense that was the case, Ben.
2 more? We're good.
Obviously, the 2-game losing streak is, you haven't had that yet, but you also want to give some 2 of the better teams in the league. You go into that and say, hey, maybe these were tests and we just didn't get there, or you just say, hey, we lost. That's the bottom line.
There's probably a combination of both there, Ben. To be the heavy hitters that we want to be, you've got to be able to close and be in those. But there's not like a moral victory side of things. It's just, how do you learn the lessons to close? How do you learn to do that? And so that's what we're going to become. But, losing the last 2 weeks, you knew this adversity is coming. Like, it just does. Every team's got it. Sometimes it's earlier, sometimes it's later. And so I have a sense, I know how we'll respond based on the guys in the locker room and, how hard they go for one another. So having this time here, it's hard to get ready on a Thursday, but they'll need the extra couple days, to clear it out and get back to full practicing and all the things that, make us unique.
You give them a couple days off here going forward?
They will, yep.
All right, thanks, Coach.
All right, see you guys. Thank you very much.